Hi, Alison. Nice to
Hi,
see you
Janelle.
again. How are
Thanks
you?
Hi,
for the
Alison.
intro. Hi, Kalin. Hi, everyone.
Hello. All right. It's good to see you again, Alison, and nice to see you, working with Slalom and staying in this field of data analytics and data intelligence. But before we talk about that, why don't you give us a bit of an introduction to yourself and your background?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Janelle. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. My name's Alison Lee. I graduated from the MFRE program in 2017. I'm originally from China, moved here for my master degree 5 years ago. And my regional background is in finance, but then I thought the topic is just too broad in finance. I started from like stock portfolio management to like stock, like investment planning. So I really wanted to narrow it down to a specific area that I'm interested in. So that's why I came here for the MFRE program. So once I graduated, I landed on a full-time job as a business intelligence analyst at GNF Financial Group. So I worked there for almost 4 years. My area of expertise is around data analytics and data visualization. I recently just switched my job. So now I work as a data and analytics uh, consultant at Slalom.
Awesome. And I know it's still very new because it's only been a couple months, but
Yep.
can you share a bit about what you do at Slalom?
Yeah, sure. So a quick answer to it, it depends. It really depends on the project you take on, like what kind of project and what kind of clients you're dealing with. But then in general, there are like two main areas that I kind of focus on as a data consultant. So one is data engineering piece. Basically, you are responsible for building up like a data pipeline from scratch. So to simplify that, we usually call it ETL process. So E stands for extract. So you will have to extract the data from like a multiple data sources using like SQL. And then once you have done that, you're going to transform your data. So T stands for transform. You do some data cleaning, data manipulation to improve your data quality. And then later on, you load your data into the data warehouse. That's the destination of your data for further like reporting analytics. So that's the data engineering piece. For data visualization, I'm responsible for like applying different BI solutions techniques. For example, like Tableau. We mentioned early, MFRE program do have the Tableau workshop, which is awesome to transform like raw data into valuable data insight, so that you could kind of tell a story behind the data to your client. So those are the two main areas I focus on. Only joined for 2 months, and I'm working on my first project. Actually got a tons of meeting. It's also part of the job, I guess.
And thank you for that. And thank you for explaining like the process from start to finish. I think that really helps people kind of wrap their heads around what does it mean to work with data and to work in data. So thank you for that. And my last question is just around how has MFRE kind of contributed to either your skill set with what you're doing now, whether it's like the technical stuff or the professional aspects of, being in consulting and being in the professional industry world?
Yep, sure. So while honestly, I have never thought of myself as like a data professional prior to the MFRE program. Actually, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Well, the program really kind of helped me to like pointed me into the direction I would like to head into, help me to build up my career path in data analytics. Um, like with those program courses, I will be able to develop my analytical thinking, problem solving skills. For example, like I mentioned earlier, when I was in the MFIE program, I will have the Tableau workshop, and also we have Stata. All those are awesome tools, amazing tools to use for like data analysis. And you're able to learn those technologies and also get into visualizing the data, telling the data, like telling the story behind those data. And one of the highlights of the MFRE program is the graduating project, because it actually really give you the opportunity to apply what you have learned into the real world practice. For me, I got a 4-month internship, worked as a data analyst for the NGO company called International Chemistry, ICM. So my job back then were to kind of extract data from multiple data sources because they have data all over the places. We have to figure out a way to kind of aggregate them together and then transform those data, like do some data cleansing to make it like the data quality a little bit higher so that we could have our data, conduct our data analysis later on. And then we ended up developing like a evaluation tool for the ICM program so that they could kind of present the findings of the data insights to their sponsors to have the further like program implementation support. So that's also the time I kind of find out I have a great passion for data. And I decided to pursue a path in data analytics. So it's really kind of helped me to find my way in to data area, I think, because once after I'm fresh out of school, that's the work experience I have, and that's the tool I actually pick up and learn during the MFRE program. So yeah, I really kind of enjoy telling the story behind those data and to interact with the end users because it really make a huge difference on like their decision making. So that's why I feel like the MFRE program really offered me a great, like valuable work experience. I'm really grateful about it, and which helped me to build a foundation for my like career path in data analytics.
Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. And I'm really happy to hear that. And I love that you see things in such a holistic view and not just kind of very narrow in terms of what it is, but you talk about things like data extracting, data cleaning, data like transformation and working with it, and then visualizing it and then telling a story. So all those things, you know, we do at MFRE and you do apply in the real world. So that's very exciting for me to hear. And I'm sure for our viewers too. We have some questions for you. Hopefully you remember some of these things. I know it's been 5 years.
Okay.
So the first question is, what electives did you choose at MFRE for term 2? Do you remember, or maybe just if you can talk about the focus, did you focus more the business courses, policy, economics?
Maybe I will focus on, because we have different pillars, and then I probably will focus on the courses that I find kind of useful for my day-to-day job, because those one definitely I pick on. I guess you're not expecting like a standard answer, like I love all the courses, so I pick on every single one of them.
I'm expecting that. I'm
Okay,
expecting that,
okay.
Alison, but
Yes,
no, I'm
especially the agribusiness one because it's clean, right? Well, okay. So if you really ask me to pick, because those are really great courses and really helpful for my day-to-day job, come from the econometrics and the quantitative methods courses, because it really give me the hands-on experience using different tools, like getting into visualizing the data, conduct like a data analysis, telling what the story behind and how, and prior to that, you have to learn how you're going to processing all those data, right? Because we often said like garbage in, garbage out. So you will have to familiar with all those tools and methods so that you will be able to capture valuable data insights. And for those courses, it really gives you hands-on experience how you're going to do it. And also one of the things I really like about all our courses from the MFRE program, it's relevant to a real world cases. So it's really concrete in your mind, and then what you have learned, you could actually apply to what's been going on outside the world. So it's not something conceptual, but something really hands-on, really something you could pick up and just use it.
Awesome, thank you.
Hopefully I answered the question.
The next question is, coming from China, what was the hardest part of transitioning into the Canadian job market, and how did MFRE help with that?
Oh, wow,
Good question.
good question. I guess, well, coming from a different background, so like you have the language, so you speak a different language, and also like cultural background would be different as well. But then that's probably would be a struggle right at the beginning. But then I feel like what MFIE kind of helped me for me to prepare to the new world, like when I head into the industry job or even now the consulting work, it's like the professional development workshop. So it really helped me to kind of build up the skill set, like just networking, how you can talk to people, because sometimes it's just like talking to people, you may actually find like a job opportunity. Just present it in this way, just as simple as that. So I think the networking session is really good. And also we have some workshop help you build up your resume, preparing for interview as well. Those are awesome. Kind of prep you before once you're out of school that you're looking for jobs. And during the MFIE program, actually we have like every courses we have like group discussion, even though we have individual assessment like homework, right? But we also have group discussion, group presentation. All those course content really help me to kind of get more comfortable about the learning environment, about speaking a different language, like a public speaking, how you can handle it in a different language. So I think all this kind of things kind of make it easier for me to kind of dive in when I graduate out of school.
Mhm. Yeah, awesome.
You're so articulate, Alison. That's really thoughtful, like how you bring all these other aspects of it. It's MFRE's dream that is indeed how people see it, but that's really great. Thank you very much for your thoughtful answer.
We have one last question for you, and then we will let you go. Was the graduating project the first time you used data analytics skills, and did you feel confident in those skills right away?
I wouldn't say the first time using it, but probably the first time like I'm leading a project or like I'm handling a project over 4 months time. So you will have a specific goal here. Hey, that's what we are looking for out of you. Like we give you you're gonna learn the business requirements and then go through the whole data pipeline, like I said earlier, like extract the data, do some data cleansing, and then later on you figured out a way how to present it. So it's like the whole thing. I've been through the whole data pipeline prior to my graduating project, but then I pick up like skill sets, like for example, extract the data. So I've learned it in multiple courses using like Stata, right? We have our data sources, but it's just not from the project, probably from some of the course content. So I've learned that during some of the courses already. And then for data analysis, while some of the quantitative method courses, we already cover it, like what kind of model you're going to use. For example, if I'm going to use a predictive modeling, then time series, for example, that's probably the way I'm going to go. But I already have the concept there and I already have some sort of skill set, but I just haven't have a real world cases for me to practice on, I guess. So I would say all those turn 1, turn 2 courses already prepped you for your graduating project. And then that's the time for you to shine.
And confidence builds as you keep doing it too, right?
Yep.
It's not always
Well,
at the
practice
start,
makes
it's-
perfect, right? You keep doing it and you keep talking about it, then it's your thing.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, it was really nice talking to you, Alison. Thank you for your insights.
Likewise,
Thank you
thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much for inviting me.
Yeah.
It's a great talk.
Yeah. And we'll keep in touch.
Yeah. Thank you very
For
much,
sure.
Alison, and we'll see you at the next alumni, the MFRE alumni event, we hope.
Thank you.
All right.
See you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
So we'll switch to general Q&A. Some of you might have questions about admissions, fit with kind of the program and applications or courses, all that stuff. So if you have questions, please just type them in the Q&A and we will get to them.
Perfect. Great. We do like the questions.
All right. First question. Are there technical tools required or recommended for applicants? For example, R or Stata?
Yeah, I think that most people who are coming in now, because a lot of our students have, the fundamentals of their, upper year econ and their intermediate stats and those that they are using either Stata or sort of beginning of R associated with it. Some of our students come with a little bit of Python, but it's really the sort of more economics applications associated with it. So Stata for sure, with a little bit of R they would be using, with maybe dabbling in some of these other programs so that when they come in and they're taking our workshops, they can really sort of jump in deep to it. Another one not to be sort of taken off to the side is Excel. We use Excel and our clients use Excel a great deal, and sort of not the sort of basic Excel, but advanced Excel, that we're looking at sort of developing inventory systems or coordinated statements or customer relation systems associated with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. How many of the 1.5 credit courses do students take in the second term?
They take 12 credits in the second term. So we have 2 3-credit courses that they can choose from, a quantitative methods and an agribusiness course. And then the balance of those are 1.5s. So it's usually like a 4 and a 5, like 4 in the first part and 5 in the next one associated with it. So quite a few classes. And they like that because students find that taking a class for 6 weeks, and it means that they can take a number of different areas of sort of business or a quant class or a policy or an econ, and they can get a lot of different diversity of their courses in.